if you are trading a daily R4 breakout, 15-minute time frame, daily pivot points, first condition, weekly trend should be bullish. Second condition, daily trend should be bearish. Weekly trend is bullish, daily trend, ongoing daily trend is bearish. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? कि जो weekly pivots हैं, R3, R4, S3, S4, उसमें recently R5 was achieved. So weekly trend is bullish. Okay, this is on weekly pivots and 1 hour time frame. But in daily pivots, what has happened is recently S5 was achieved. So weekly trend is bullish, daily trend is bearish. Okay, this is the condition that you have to look for. Okay. Nothing complex, just basic thing, weekly trend bullish, daily trend bearish. Okay. It does not mean retesting, it means correction. Okay. So weekly trend is bullish, then weekly trend is taking a correction. तो ये जब correction आ रहा है weekly trend में, तो weekly pivots के हिसाब से ये होगा somewhere between R3, R4 and S3, S4 in weekly pivots, 1 hour time frame. But जब ये इतना बड़ा correction आया है, तो daily pivots में क्या होगा? Daily pivots में trend reversal हो जाएगा, because this is a big correction, right? This is a good correction. So in daily pivots, S4 would have been broken and S5 would have been achieved. So what is the meaning of this? कि according to the weekly trend, it is taking a correction. That is why daily pivots में क्या हो गया? Trend bearish हो गया. Then you have to wait for a daily R4 breakout. That means 15-minute time frame, daily pivot points R4 breakout. तो उसका क्या मतलब है कि trend is now reversing. That means daily trend is changing into bullish. So that means your weekly trend is starting the next rally. And that is what you're trying to catch. So it again kind of becomes buy the correction. Okay. Rest of the points are same. Your SL below R3, daily R3, not weekly. SL below daily R3, and your target is daily R5. Okay. See, in this I'll tell you, even if it's a small candle, go for it. Okay, because it is a daily trend, which can change very easily. So even if it's a small candle breakout, you can go for it. Here I won't say that you need a good candle or a very good confirmation to take the trade. Okay. See, it is difficult to reverse a weekly trend because it is a big trend. Okay. But to reverse a daily trend, it is quite easy. So a small candle is also a good confirmation for the trend reversal. Okay. Obviously, see, confirmation will depend person to person, person's risk appetite. So if you are getting a good, if you want to take a risk and if you want to go forward, even small candle is fine. Okay. SL will come below R3 and target will be same day as R5. Okay. This is your target. This is your SL. Okay. Target SL breakout. And let's say what happens is कि on this day nothing gets achieved, nor target nor SL. So what will happen? Your target and SL will remain same. Okay? Because tomorrow what will happen? The next day you will have new R4, new R3, new R5. Okay? So don't change your SL and target according to these new levels. Okay? Your target and SL will remain the same for this day and for the next day. अगर दोनों दिन achieve नहीं हुआ, then exit the trade. CTC or small profit or small loss, whatever it is. Okay, and this won't happen often. I'll say 1 or 2 times out of 10. This will happen that nothing gets achieved. Okay. Yeah, this is 15-minute breakout. Okay. Just note down these conditions. It's easy to, rest will be easy to understand. Just simple conditions that you have to follow. Okay. So I've tried to make it as objective as possible. Okay. Similarly, just opposite would be your daily S4 breakdown. So basically, this strategy is mostly for intraday traders. Okay. Same conditions, just opposite. So in this, your weekly trend should be bearish. Daily trend
bullish.
Should be bullish. Okay. SL will come above daily S3, and yeah, just third point would be S4 breakdown. Okay, S4 break hota hai, S4 breakdown, and your target is daily S5. No, on weekly breakouts, target and SL won't change. Okay. So simple conditions, you can just write them down. Okay. I'm assuming you have noted down. Let's move to examples now. I think I had told someone about Bank Nifty trade one of the days, right? Yeah, I think this was the day. Okay, this was the day, I think. Okay. So see again, this is your daily R4 breakout. I'll tell you how. Okay, see, it's simple. Here you can see the trend is bearish, right? What is your daily trend here? Daily trend is bearish, correct? You can see that. Okay. Let's go to 1 hour time frame. Now, what is this day? This day is 7th April, 6th, 7th April. Okay. So you can see that on 7th April, where's 7th April? 7th April is this. Okay. So on 7th April, what was the weekly trend? It was bullish. Okay. This is 7th April. You can see the weekly trend is bullish. So our first two conditions have been fulfilled. That is, weekly trend is bearish, bullish, and daily trend is here, as you can see, bearish. Okay. Then what happens? You get a H4 breakout. H4 means R4. Okay. So you get a R4 breakout. What happens? SL below R3, R5 is our target, which gets achieved. Okay. Now you have to be very specific to R5. It will touch it and then look at the sell-off. Okay. So as I told in previous classes as well, R5 and S5 are also good support resistance. Okay, so don't underestimate them. Okay. This is one example. Then the trend remained bullish for a while. Okay. Then here it turned bearish, right? Here this date is 12th April. Okay. 12th April को क्या हुआ? It turned bearish, and then on the same day it went and gave you a R4 breakout. So again our entries get triggered, right? See, because on 12th April, this is 12th April, right? Yeah. So on 12th April, you can see your weekly trend was also bullish, correct? This is 12th April. So you can see that on 12th April, your weekly trend was still bullish. So again, all our conditions are followed, okay? So what do you do here? You take a entry here, okay? Now what happened on this day? Neither it triggered your SL nor it triggered your target. What happened the next day? Now exactly it didn't trigger our exact target, but it reversed from this point and it ended up triggering our SL. Okay. So you take the SL and move out. This can happen sometimes that it reverses just 50 points from the target. This can happen. Okay. So if it is happening, don't panic, don't regret. Take the SL and move out. Okay. It is not going to work all the time. Okay. And specifically this, since this is intraday, I won't say this has accuracy of even 70%. This has accuracy of 60 to 65. Okay. So remember this thing. It is going to fail 3 to 4 times out of 10. Okay. So be ready for that. Okay. Let's go to Nifty now. Bearish. Okay. Let's check this one. So this is 8th April, right? So you can see on 8th April, the trend was bearish. Daily trend is bearish. Okay. Then you get a H4 breakout. Okay. Now let's check the weekly trend on 8th April. So you can see on 8th April, that is this day, the weekly trend was still bullish. Okay. So what do we do here? We see this breakout, right? So on this breakout, we go long. SL is here. Target is this, which gets achieved. Okay. Now let's check this day. This is 13th April. Okay. Yeah. So tell me, all of you guys, I'm assuming that you have opened trading view or you are having it. Okay. So tell me, would you take your entry here or not? Take your time and let me know the answer. Okay, so everyone is saying no. If no, then why? Yeah, so the answer is correct by Arya. That is your weekly trend is bearish, right? Correct. So this is 13th April, right? So if you check the weekly trend on 13th April of Nifty, which is this, right? So here you know that S4 was already broken. That it was broken on 12th April itself. So on 13th April, the trend is bearish. So we're not going to take a long trade because one of our point is not being followed. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is your daily R4, S4 breakout breakdown. Okay, again, works good on index. Okay, on index, I'll say it has an accuracy of 60 to 65%. Okay, in stocks, it goes down to 55 to 60%. So in stocks, it can fail 5 to 6 times. Sorry, 4 to 5 times out of 10. Okay. In stocks, it is not so good. In large cap stocks, it works fine. It works well. Small cap stocks, not that much. Okay. What about commodities? No, it doesn't work well on commodities. Okay. So these are your breakout strategies. Okay. 2 breakout strategies, very simple. One is weekly, one is daily. Okay. Daily is for intraday and weekly is for swing. Okay. So weekly is gonna last, mostly it will last for a day or two, or it can even last for 3-4 days or a week as well. Okay. Sometimes your weekly breakout can also, trigger your target within the same day as well. That can happen. I think in one of our examples of Nifty, it happened, right? Triggered the target on the same day. So that can also happen sometimes. Okay? But mostly your weekly breakout is going to take 3-4 days. So remember that. Okay. For example, the Nifty example that I showed you, right? The recent example, the recent S4 breakdown that we had in Nifty. Okay. So it took around 3-4 days. Okay. So keep that thing in mind when you're initiating a trade. See, because if you're thinking to short calls, don't short calls of this one or of this expiry. Better would be you short calls of the next expiry. Okay. So that you have time in your hand. क्या होगा कि यहाँ पे you see the breakdown, you're like, ठीक है, it is going to go till S5. Yeah, there's a high chance it is going to go till S5. That's correct, but it can take time. So you might buy puts of this week itself, and then what will happen on Thursday? It goes up and closes here itself. So your puts have decayed. You didn't get any profit, rather you made a loss. But trade worked perfectly. So keep that thing in mind. Keep that time thing in your mind. Okay, it can take time. It can take 4 to 5 days. So keep that thing in mind. That will help you. Best thing I'll say is play safe. So if you're trading, go for the next week's expiry. That would be better. Okay. For stocks, you can go for the same month expiry. That is fine. Until and unless it is the last week. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So these are your two basic. So what happened today? Nothing, I guess. I showed this target got achieved today. This was your trade. I just said this in the example. This was your short trade, this was your target, this was your SL. So your target was achieved today. Okay. Okay. So these are your two basic breakout trades. Okay. All right. See, with this we are done with the strategies. Okay. I've given you reversal strategies and breakout strategies. Okay. Trade them, and see, one thing that I can tell you is that out of all these strategies, the ones that you can give more preference to. Okay. See, I trade all four. I trade all the strategies. Okay. I trade the R4 breakout, S4 breakdown, the swing as well, and intraday as well. Okay. But mostly I focus on swing. Okay. I don't focus much on intraday, and mostly I ignore them, or sometimes I don't trade them. Sometimes I do. Okay. So mostly I focus on swing. That is, I focus on R4 breakout. That is weekly R4 breakout, weekly S4 breakdown. Okay. These two are my go-to strategies. The third go-to strategy is the first correction pullback reversal. First correction pullback. Okay, not the second or the third one. First correction or pullback. So these three are my go-to strategies because they have higher accuracy. Okay, than the rest of the ones. So if you want, you can give them more preference. All right. Otherwise, you can give preference to all of them. It's not that one is better than the it's not that you cannot give preference to the other ones. You can give them also preference. Just give me a second. So these are the strategies. Just one more thing. Sir, how can I record this video since I'm out? See, don't record the video. Okay, it's not allowed actually. So Tanisha or someone will actually, they'll ban you if you try to record the video. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, if you want to re-attend the lecture, you can re-attend with the next batch. Yeah, that's what I'm coming to, the special day thing. Okay, so it's not a strategy. Okay, but remember one thing that I want to tell you. It's not a strategy that you will trade or something. If you want, you can trade, but I don't trade it much. I use it as a sign or signal to be ready for that day. Okay. So if you remember, I told you about some special days, right, in the beginning. Okay. So these special days are nothing but, obviously it is intraday. Okay. So intraday means 15-minute time frame. means daily pivot points, correct? So if in this situation you see opening, okay, above R3 or opening below S3, okay, so this is called a breakout opening. And this is called a breakdown opening. Okay, first note this down. Okay, breakout opening and breakdown opening. Okay, so what will happen on breakout opening? Okay, see, there's a very high chance, okay, that in breakout opening, what can happen is breakout opening means opening is above R3, daily R3. Okay, so there's a very high chance market can trend towards upside, it can trend bullish. Okay, so you can get